Molin Bandase, welcome Apha Ekaya. I am Unondumiso Umagebane, and today we are talking about the words that come out of our mouth. We are talking about whether we are building or destroying with our words, and as children of God, what is expected of us. There is a word in the book of Proverbs 18:21 that says that death and life is in the power of the tongue. And as children of God, since we are people of life, we need to make sure that what comes out of our mouth is of life. And so that is what we are talking about today, and let us get right into it. Now, let us start by reading the book of Ephesians 4, verse 29. It reads, "Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good, to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth." Yazi, there are people here in life that this person is so beautiful, they are so lovely, they look like nje abantu that are proper, and then when you start conversing with them and they start opening their mouth, then you can't help but to cringe. And so the word today is encouraging us, telling us, commanding us that we are not supposed to allow any communication that is corrupt to come out of our mouth. At times, because we did not get born while we were born again or saved, yes, there are some things that we have learned along the way that we will have to unlearn. But listen to the scripture. It says, "Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth." What does that mean? It means, yes, it may happen at times that you will think of something corrupt to say, because at times people really do anger us. At times people do things that we find that they are worthy for us to say some things to them. But what is the word saying? It says, the onus is on you, the person who is about to speak. Do not let anything that is corrupt to utter, that for your lips to utter. That means there is no vulgar that is expected of you as a child of God, because we are not supposed to allow or to let anything that is corrupt to come out of our mouth. And then what is it saying? It says that, but that which is good, to the use of edifying. That means when you speak with intention. Have intent when you speak. So it means that you need to ask yourself, what I'm about to say, what is my intention? Why do I want to say this? Do I want to build or do I want to tear down? So it says that, but when you open your mouth, it says that, but speak that which is good for the use of edifying. Now the question, Mzalwane, that I may ask to you, the words that come out of your mouth, are you edifying people or you are speaking to tear people down? And then it says that it says that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Now when you have spoken, what are the people receiving? When you speak, there needs to be grace. So that to the hearers, the people that are hearing you, that you minister grace. Now, why is it important that we not allow bad communication or corrupt communication to proceed out of our mouth? It is because we have been commanded so. And Matthew 12 verse 36, it says that, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." Yabona ke manje ukuthi kuvele enye into ukuthi every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. So you will be judged on the things you said. And so it is very important that when you speak mzalwane kwenzekani, that you build with your words. Athini ke ngoku uLuke 6:43. Uthi uLuke 6:43. We are going to be reading the word today. Actually, I think this is the second last verse, by the way. Iti, for a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither doth a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. For every tree is known by his own fruit. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor of a bramble bush gather they grapes. Okay, 45, our focus. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good. Okay, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. So when you speak, you are actually showing what is inside of you. And so if you are a person that whenever you speak, you are bringing people down, you are tearing people down, that actually shows us the condition of your heart. Because what you speak, it is the abundance of what is in your heart. So if you speak evil, that actually, it does not end in the evil that you speak. It actually shows us your heart, what condition is your heart in. We are born. And so when you find yourself being a person who's always not building with their words, go to the Lord and ask him to cleanse you, to cleanse your heart first, mdase, because the things that we say, they either build or they destroy. And with that, they show the condition of your heart. Now, the last scripture that I love, that has been ministering to me for a couple of weeks now, is the book of Colossians. Uthini Colossians 4 verse 6. It reads, "Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how ye ought to answer every man." Let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer every man. Now, Gebandase, it is very important for us to be mindful of the things that we say. Yazi, as people, vele we joke in different ways and we communicate with our friends in different ways. And at times we tend to be rough, and all of that. And that is just part of life. That's how friendships are and relationships are. Yabon. However, kumele ube umuntu timing. You need to be a person who is mindful of the things that you say, because at times you will be used to talking a certain way, and kanti the person who hears what you are saying, who's on the receiving end of your words, even though you know them, even though they are your friend and you are used to them, it may happen that you will find them on a day or a time where they are actually on the fence. And then your words, your harmful words, which you may say that you are saying because you are used to each other and you are joking, it may actually throw them off. And maybe a person was at a point where they said that they were saying that I'm thinking maybe of even ending my life, or a lot is happening, and you say words that don't build, uyabona, and kanti what you are saying, not being aware of it, is what just makes a person take their life, or makes a person that hurts a person deeply. We are born as much as Banda say words, we can take them lightly. I would compare them, is it to yeast when you are baking? ukuthi when you can bake many loaves of bread, but you just need, be it a spoon of yeast, but iflour ininzi, uyabona. And so by that little that you say, that little that you pour, it has a bigger impact than the size of what you put. At times you'll hear a person say that, yes, I was going through the most, and you said something, at times you are not even aware, and that helped me out of what I was facing. So a person was facing greater things, but by your words that you said carelessly at times, you helped them out of a particular situation. Same thing, Bandase, you will say things unganakile, and that will just hurt a person, destroy them, and even send them to deeper depression than what they were already in. Uyayibona mntase, it goes to the same thing to our parents. Yes, thina sibodaki, we grew up, yes, our parents would scold at us, shout at us, spank us, and that is okay. But you can still discipline your child without having or using harmful words. You can still discipline your child without being hurtful and using words that will destroy them or impact them for life. Uyayibona mntase? And so it is very important that when you are angry, you keep your mouth closed. Yes, you'll find let's say even our parents or relatives growing up, and you would do something, and yes, instead of saying that what you are doing is wrong, you'll find the person who's scolding at you saying that, oh, I can't, as in you are foolish, you have no intellect, saying all of those things. And yes, we will say it's just part of growing up. That's what our parents did, and not we're supposed to do that. No, mdas. When you have a child, or if you do have a child, then make sure that what comes out of your mouth, you are building that child, because that child, whenever you're scolding at them, you'll always tell them that they are foolish, and that they do not have brains, and that they are stupid, and all of that. You will say it thinking that you are correcting them. They will go to school, these children, and when they are faced with even academic challenges, where now what is needed is for them to spend a little more time on certain principles, they will remember the words that you have said. They will remember the words that you said, saying that they won't amount to anything, saying that they are stupid, saying that they are not intelligent, and all of those things. When they are faced with certain challenges, they will say, Vele, I was told at a young age that I won't amount to anything. So no one will be disappointed if I don't make it academically. Vele, I know that I'm stupid because I've been told from a very young age that I'm stupid. And therefore, it makes sense that I don't understand the content that is before me. It makes sense that I don't understand a syllabus that I'm supposed to know. It is because Vele, I am that one who is stupid. And the sting of stupidity is not a new thing. It started even when I was little. So we as bona such things impact children. Bandase, yabona, when you decide to have a child, or if you do, please pay attention to the things that you say. You will find your child resenting you at an old age, and you will thinking that this child is now proud, this child is not appreciative, and it's you are the one who was bashing the child. You are the one who was destroying the child's self-image, self-esteem. You are the one who was causing harm. And so words, Bandase, there's that thing there's a saying or something that used to say that sticks and stones can break my bones, but words cannot harm me. No, that is very flawed, Bandase. Actually, words can be more harmful and have a bigger effect than sticks and stones. At times you will spank your child, and for me, with spanking your children, I think it goes to a particular extent. If a child is little for you to reason with them, at times spanking a child works. But now you don't do that in anger. But my point is there, when even you are spanking your child, don't do it out of anger, because you are going to say things that you are not supposed to say. You are even going to hit them more than what the issue is about. At times you can just, like a child with 2 fingers, just we are born, and that will bring their attention. But now if you are adding words to that, I'm das a problem icon. So please, especially on the child issue, be mindful of the things that you say to your children, especially when children are young. They are still developing, they are still learning things. Uyayibona into enjalo. Let Eva kuthiwa let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. Kuthiwa it must always be with grace, and then the seasoning. Seasoning is something that you put langa phezulu. Seasoning, usawoti, maybe your salt, you season with salt. You do not now pour a lot of salt and season with grace. Because what happens is that now, Tina, even when we are correcting people or speaking to people, our whole conversation is with salt. It is now bitter. What we say, it does not sound okay. And then the grace now is a little bit. Now that actually does not make sense. It's like you baking and putting more salt than sugar. So with salt, kuthiwa a pinch of salt. You put a pinch of salt when you are baking. You do not put as much as salt as you put sugar. You do not put salt as much as you put the other ingredients. Salt is usually the least of all the things you put, because a lot of salt becomes bitter. And when something is bitter, it's not edible. It's not edible. Many other times we say things to people, and yes, we will be correcting them, rightly so. But at times, Bandase, the things that we say, a child is not even able to take that correction in, because what is more is actually the bitterness or the salt in what you are saying. It says that grace at all times. It must be love that is leading the way at all times. And when you correct, yes, season with salt. And then you will be a person who's able to answer everybody, which means you'll be a person who's able to talk with people properly, and be a person when they speak, what they are saying is edible. A person can chew and eat what you are saying. They're able to receive it without being offended, without being hurt, because salt is just the seasoning. It's not the bulk of what you say. We usually say that it's not what you say, but it is how you say it. Words are important, Mdase. Words are important. Treat them in that way. And when you speak with people, your speech, let it always be with grace. Always be with grace, and seasoned with salt. The salt should always be the seasoning, and should not be what is supposed to be eaten now, So at all times, season with salt, and do not season with grace. Season with salt. Siyavana Bandas. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share the video to people who you think will be interested in the content. Subscribe, like, and do comment. We will see each other in the next one.